Hello. I just came back from the midnight premiere of The Last Airbender. As you can see, I have my 3D glasses. Kind of disappointed. Um, Spoiler alert. So, just saying, if you are not a fan, well, if you're a fan of the series, then I guess it's not really, but just it has what's in like the movie. So, if you don't want the movie to be spoiled for you, then I would suggest not watching this. But so anyway, there was a lot of the trailers made it seem like there was going to be a lot more in the movie that there wasn't really. Like they made it seem like it was going to be all about action and there was going to be so much action. There really was not. Like it was dead. Like it got pretty like it could get boring. There was no like there was a plot, but that it was too focused on just talking and the plot, and there was no like action, long action sequences. Um, a few points about the movie were Momo at first was just randomly found, like they just found him, and the whole thing with the Avatar cycle that doesn't happen until a little bit later in the movie. It's not in the right order, and he finds some monk guy like inside the Avatar cycle thing with all the statues, and then the Fire Nation's in there, and that's when they capture him, and they take him to the Fire Nation prison, and that's when the Blue Spirit comes and saves him. So that was a little out of order. They went to Avatar Kyoshi, but they did not show anything about Suki or the Kyoshi warriors or nothing. That really disappointed me because Suki is a big part in the series, and if she's not shown in the first one, how do they get that whole thing with Sokka and Suki hooking up in the second one? I didn't understand that at all. And the bending was the effect of the bending was okay, but like the whole thing, the firebenders, they couldn't just like create fire like in the original series. They could just create fire with their hands, and then they had to actually take fire and build it off of something and then like use it. It was like they couldn't just create it out of nothing. It was really dumb. And Aang was they did like it too to figure out that Aang was the Avatar. Like Uncle Iroh takes him and puts him in the room, and then they do like these tests on him. Like they take a rock, and if the rock stands up, and it tracks to him because he's the Avatar. And like that was new. That was not ever in the original series. And then another really weird thing, the names were all wrong. Like they were all pronounced differently. Like Sokka was Soka, Aang was Ang, Avatar was Avatar. Like everything was just pronounced wrong. Iroh was Oro. It was weird. Like they didn't pronounce like the only names that I think they actually pronounced right were Katara and Zuko. Like nothing else was pronounced right. Everything was just like they put pronunciate. They had like a little like accent to it. It was weird. I don't know why they couldn't say Aang instead of Ong. They had to say Ong. It was kind of disturbing. I don't know. But yeah, no Suki, Boomy, or Jet. I didn't necessarily like. I like Jet. He was honestly one of my favorite characters from the original series, but I didn't think he needed to be in there, so that wasn't really that big of a difference because Jet doesn't necessarily. He's only in 2 episodes. He's in He's in an episode in the first season, Book Water, and then he's in another episode where he like dies in the book Earth. So he wasn't necessarily a key, but I thought Boomy kind of needed to be in there. Like not necessarily. Maybe they're going to introduce him a little bit better in the second movie or the book Earth, but he wasn't. I thought maybe he possibly needed, but Suki, no Suki at all, and I really thought they needed Suki because that was dumb. Suki is a big part, and she, not at first, but in the second book, she really starts to become a major character. And the fact that she wasn't in the first book at all is disappointing because like, there wasn't the whole thing, like, one of the major things I remember from the original series is when Sokka dresses up as a Kyoshi warrior and he practices their, like, style, and that's when he meets Suki and everything. And that was just completely not there, and it was confusing because I was like, looking forward to seeing that part, Sokka all dressed up as a girl, but it just wasn't there. And it shows like they go to Kyoshi Island, and like they're there, like it shows like literally 30 seconds of them there at Kyoshi Island, and they're all like, "Oh, this was your past life. You were this Kyoshi warrior," and then they just leave. And then they randomly go to some other town, and then like they stay there for like another 30 seconds, and they're like, "Oh, the Avatar, he saved us. Let's woohoo!" Like they didn't show like it wasn't. It was more based on the plot and a lot of talking. It wasn't like there was a lot of the Fire Nation too. There wasn't really the whole, the gang, Sokka, Katara, and Aang journeying on Appa with Momo going to go to the North Pole. Like they were at the North Pole within half an hour. Like they didn't show any walking through the forest, Sokka's instincts, nothing. Like it was just flat. They did not show barely any of their journey to the North Pole, which disappointed me because that's pretty much what the first book is. Like the first, at least the first, the first 75% of the original series is them getting to the North Pole, and it barely showed that. There was none of that. And then Aang is apparently he controls getting into the Avatar state. Like that's what it seemed like. I'm not exactly sure if that's what it is, but he could control it. He could get in there randomly, and it's like he's not able to do that. He just when he gets overraged with his anger, he gets into the Avatar state. But it wasn't. It was just like he just could randomly get. Oh, I'm gonna go in the Avatar state now. Okay, and then at the end it disappointed me too. He was supposed to become into that big blob thing. Like I don't know. He just came into like that big water blob thing and took out all the Fire Nation ships. He creates a giant wave, and then he's like ready for it to like fall on the Fire Nation shoulders, but he doesn't. He like just lets it go, like he couldn't harm them. In the original series, from what I remember, he kills them all and just throws them in the water because he's in the Avatar state and he can't control his actions. But this was just one giant wave, and then he decides he's not gonna do that, and the wave just falls, and all the Fire Nation ships run away. And then there's some firebenders. They all say like, Katara's like, "Oh, Aang, we need you to accept that you are our Avatar," and they all bow to him. There's even like firebenders bowing to him. Like what? No, like the waterbenders were all bowing to him, and then Fire Nation. I'm like, dude, no. Yeah, it was messed up. It wasn't awful. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. Like it just wasn't good. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much my review. Hope you like it. If you make a review video, please make the video as a response to this video if you can. If you can upload a separate response, that'd be really helpful. I would like to see other people's reviews and looks at the movie. Leave comments, of course. Tell me what you think because I'm really interested to hear your opinions. And if you only make a review or response or comment to this if you're like a real Avatar. Like I'm a diehard Avatar fan. I've seen all the episodes. I own them all. I am obsessed. So I know what the difference is. I know if there's going to be, I know what like the difference is and everything like that. So please, if you're a real fan, please let me know. And please let me know your opinion. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review.